All right, friends, another episode of Aunt Barb's Magic Oven. This one being number 52. Yeah. Uh, Here we go. All right. I got to hurry. I got to get this done and get to work. So here we go. The kids save the day. Bird just hollered over the racket. Is that Granddad? What's he doing in a dogfight? The planes were pretty far off now, but they were turning to come back. For the moment, we could talk. Gabe said how the pilots must have found out that they could change the shape of their bubbles to pretty much any form imaginable. So they reformed from bubble mode to their old fighter planes instead. Gabe went on to say that, well, it's just a matter of willing the bubble to be something else, more fun and appropriate. Or appropriate, right. I didn't notice, but the kids were all ears and taking notes. My father must have chosen a Corsair and then flew off to do battle with the old enemy, who probably realized they could do the same thing. Rest assured, my father had money riding on the outcome of the skirmish. Oh, yeah. The awful language was just part of the fun. I told the kids to hold their hands over their ears, but of course they didn't. Sonny started screaming, "Get him, Granddad! Get those stinking wrecks!" Right. Oh, where's my soap? I know. Anyway, my father roared past us with a zero and a Messerschmitt on his tail, firing full blast. He tried to pull up and get behind them, but they weren't fooled and climbed too. For the moment, thanks to the right turn, the bullets from the enemy were passing harmlessly past the underbelly of the Corsair. My father just kept it tight. Still, when and if he was foolish enough to gun it straight out of the turn, the steady stream of enemy bullets would be waiting to hit him right in the Corsair's underbelly. My father's wingman and a Thunderbolt got a few rounds into the zero and blew a hunk of its wing off. The Japanese pilot yelled a foul stream of profanity in his native tongue. I wouldn't even dare to translate it for you, but rest assured it was as foul an oath as could ever be. The Zero shuddered for a second or two as the port wing sailed end over end into space. But then, quick as pie, the plane grew a new wing and continued the fight. The pilot in the Thunderbolt hollered that he scored 10 points and cussed a bit more. Oh, God, you should have heard them. Oh, my. None of this was helping the old man. He was still in a jam. Vertigo takes over after a while in those tight loops. He was a goner for sure. We stood there helpless. Then all of a sudden, a brilliant green power beam came out of nowhere and obliterated the Zero and the Messerschmitt with a loud hooray and a few words I don't normally condone. Sonny and Messer flew down from above and roared by in an old beat-up X-Wing type space fighter must have seen in a movie, and they blew the enemy to bits. Sonny had her X-Wing painted pink with tiny pin-up angels in bikinis painted on the front of the fuselage. Burgess had his fighter painted black with angry wolf skeletons painted on the wings. With a shout of glee, they saved Granddad. I guess they had it with being bubbleheads in space, and that kind of thing's for sissies, and my two kids were anything but. Oh, my gosh, it continues here, yes. Of course, the other team cried foul, and a timeout was called just as soon as their fighters rebuilt themselves. Friend and foe all closed into a circle, facing each other, and stopped their aircraft. They had to have a talk. Sonny and Burgess joined the circle. There was a lot of jabber-jawing and, again, a whole lot of, oh, my gosh, such cussing. I think my two cussed better than the old pilots. Well, I guess since the 40s, maybe there was new words. I don't know, but the kids had them. Oh, stinkers. When they realized that I could hear each and every word, the kids toned it down a bit. After an awful lot of give and take, it was finally decided that the kids would be able to partake in the battles, but they could only use their intuition to control their actions. That meant they had to fight blindfolded. All the combatants looked at Gabe. He shrugged his shoulders and nodded his head yes, and the fight was on. My father and the enemy pilots hollered that they'd get the kids back to me in one piece before it was time to go back to Earth. Didn't seem like anyone was really, I don't think there was any war going on. They were just having fun. The battles tumbled off into the distance, leaving just Gabe and me floating above my home galaxy. Gabe and I both agreed that the kids were finally having a great time in outer space. I couldn't kick still, but now what to do? Gabe said he knew of something I might like to see, and it was very far away. In fact, it was so far away that it would take at least 10 minutes to get there. I remarked, 10 minutes at angel speed? We must be going to the edge of the universe. Gabe just smiled and said how the edge of the universe is only about 10 seconds away. No, we're heading off to the edge of existence. He said it's worth seeing. Okay. Well, we'll continue. We'll do another one for you soon, friends. Okay. There you go. Hope you're enjoying. Your comments welcome. DocSouthShow@yahoo.com, or I guess you can put comments on the site too, right? I think you can. All right. I'll see you later. Thank you and God bless.